Hello everyone, this is Demon Walker here, and today I'm going to be unboxing uh, Senpai Goddess Haven 6, at least according to the seller. So the last time I had one of these, it was Senpai Goddess Haven 4. That one sold out right away, unfortunately, so I only got the one box, but this one they still have available, so I could pick up more if I decide to. You can see right there, it's the 6 designation. Just like last time, it's pretty solid cardboard box, so it'll hopefully be good for storing some cards afterwards, especially all the dupes that are going to come about. Otherwise, the box itself isn't very decorative. It's just a sturdy box. Alright. And I believe it is 18 packs plus a hit pack, based off of the website. I still get everything off Waifu. I have not started getting anything off AliExpress as of yet, just because tariffs and things like that. Don't want to risk it. Alright, but let's get started and see what we pull today. I know my last video was really long-winded, so let's start off with a puzzle piece card. Playing card in the background, not much I can say on that. Alright. And a Yoon Lee from some sort of gacha game. Pretty neat foiling, at least. I don't know. Nice UR, I suppose. And then Ryo Tsukatsuki. Again, some other gacha game. Pretty neat. And then just a quick look at the back. The Senpai Goddess Haven. Never really have anything fancy on the back, but that's pretty typical of a lot of these sets. Daiwei Scarlet from Pretty Derby, one of the starter characters you get. She's pretty easy to run races on, so I kind of like doing quick runs with her, even if she's not an amazing Uma to use. And then Farina. I've technically gotten her out of a few random packs that I've gotten from Waifu, so just another dupe. Alright, but as I was saying, my last one went long-winded. Between 30 packs and trying to speak a little bit on any character that I know, some of my videos will probably get that way. I don't know if people like that format or if I should just be showing off the cards. I'm still kind of figuring things out. So if you have any preference, just let me know. This is another puzzle piece card. Nothing exciting there. And then this one is Ling Sha, another gacha game character of unknown origins. She's at least kind of pretty. I will say she's probably Genshin or Honkai, just because those two at least have more interesting character designs usually than a lot of series. Hayase Yuka. Got a nice little popsicle. Generic purple-haired beauty otherwise. And then Ellen Jo. I know this one, ZZZ. I haven't played ZZZ, but she pops up everywhere, so I've seen her quite a bit, and I've got several cards of her in other sets. Nice little shark tail. She's pretty good waifu. I approve of her. And then Stella, another generic white-haired girl. Not much I can say. Not really anything interesting on her. Alright, pack 3. And another puzzle piece. Alright, and Keqing. She's a little bit less interesting than the other two URs I've pulled so far. It looks like she's getting ready to eat some cake, or maybe feed you some cake. But, I mean, I guess it's okay. Nice stockings on her. And then a Robin. I mean, again, very generic. I've got a feeling this is going to be one of those packs of just gotcha game characters, which will make this less appealing to buy a second box of. Alright, and Miyako Tsukiyuki. Probably a Blue Archive character because there's a halo on top, but I could be wrong. I know there was a character in another set that had a halo that wasn't from Blue Archive. This one might be a little bit on the racy side, but not bad artwork. And then the USS St. Louis. Don't really know what to say on this ship girl game, I would imagine. And neat artwork, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to really get into characters that I know nothing about and have no strong feelings towards, so I can't really say much. And another puzzle piece. That one is a foot at least, so, you know, there's something I can see there. Maybe after an entire box I'll have a full puzzle for once. Probably not, though. And then this is a Rappa? Pink-haired girl. No idea. Maybe it's from, like, Girls Frontline. Another gacha game I've never touched. And then Minato Aqua. Cute little cat girl. Always loved the cat girls. But, I don't know. This set's just... It's been very generic to me so far. Hanuma Makoto. Again, no idea. Unrecognizable. And here's the first character that I really know, Satono Diamond. And it's one of the common rarities. Well, I guess it's second. Both of them being from Pretty Derby. So, also a gacha game, technically. But at least one that has a nice anime, and this is a pretty good artwork of Satono. I don't know how accurate the artwork is, but it's definitely good artwork. She's featured in Season 3 of the anime, so I have a little bit of information on her, but I don't know. She wasn't the main draw of that season, so she's not super important. Another puzzle piece. Thinking I'm getting a lot of puzzle pieces of the same one, so maybe I'll complete one. Lingsha. I'm pretty sure this is a dupe of the UR, which is disappointing. If I'm going to get dupes, I'd rather see dupes of lower rarities. Especially this early on. Kamisato Ayaka. Nice swimsuit. Not much else I can say. Generic. Izuyoi Nonomi. So the only Izuyoi I want to be seeing is Sakuya Izuyoi from Toho Project. And I doubt there's going to be any Toho Project characters in this set. So, eh. And Riku Hachima Anru. She's got the halo, so presumably Blue Archive. Otherwise, yeah. Pretty pink hair with the little horns, I guess, coming out of her head. I don't know, when I was getting the single packs of this, I was a lot more excited for these, because I could see a wider variety, and that's a dupe of my puzzle piece. And now I'm just not seeing anything fancy. So this is Zilonin, it looks like. Nice short shorts. Pretty legs. I don't know. What do you say on a character that you know nothing about? Genshin Impact Lumine. I'm pretty sure I have this card already. Protagonist for the female side. And pretty sure I played the male protagonist for once in that one, so, you know, hard to say. Firefly, I've heard the name, but I don't know the series. I might have heard the name because I have the card already. Yeah, not... These gacha characters are all very generic looking girls, unfortunately. Noah Shinohama. Like, it's a white-haired, long-haired beauty, or it'll be a blonde-haired, long-haired beauty. And the differences will be like eye color and clothing. When you look at a character and you can't tell who it is if they're not dressed in their normal stuff, I kind of mentally check out. Like, I can see Kagome in any sort of art piece, and I can usually recognize her. At least this is a new puzzle piece, and has a character on it. But, like, these are kind of rough. Alright, a CR card. This is the first new rarity, and it's Eula, which I'm pretty sure is Genshin. I'm still torn on these horizontal cards, because when you throw them in a binder, they don't display the same as everything else. So if you want to get a good look at them, you would either need to find some sort of custom binder sleeve to fit them, or you have to just kind of look at it sideways. And I feel like that makes it harder to want to put it somewhere. I guess if I were to store it like in a sleeve like this and display it somewhere, that would be fine, but I don't know. It's a nice artwork, I guess. Robin again, and there's another dupe, and Unzen. The only Unzen I want to see is actually Unzan from Toho Project. He's also a male character, one of the few male characters in Toho. So, I don't know. At least this one has a streak in her hair. It's a little different. Kind of, until they start doing it, and all the girls have those streaks in their hair anyway. The main appeal to a lot of these sets, especially like the Senpai Goddess Haven, is they're a little bit on the spicier side. They're in swimsuits, a little bit closer to full nudity, without quite being nude. Just another puzzle. Or like this one, she's getting dressed in stockings and just her underwear. Hasumi. I don't fully know why they have to do like the little zoom in right there. Like, you could have just put more artwork rather than focusing on... Honestly, this one's kind of lame. If I compare it to this one shows like the panties at least, but this just shows the legs together. Like, that could be a lot of things, and if I didn't know in the context it's like that area, that really does nothing. I don't know. I might just be weird. Alright, and then Dupe SSR, Dupe SR, and this one is Tlalok. I have no idea where to begin to pronounce that. Pretty decent artwork. Don't know who she is, but at least her style is a little bit more recognizable with the blue throughout her hair. I don't know. Maybe all I need to do is just go through and check out all these gacha games and really see who these characters are. But going through a gacha game is a very exhaustive experience, especially when you already play a few that you're willing to put money into. Adding another gacha is just rough. Alright, so this is my third CR in a short period of time. So it looks kind of like all of the higher rarities are all stacked together. So Taiho. I don't believe boxes like this are really meant to be parted out for single packs like, say, a magic pack would be. I believe these are supposed to just be bought as an entire box. So having all of the rarity of one type together doesn't cause a big problem. But if I were buying a pack of these and I knew that all the good rarities that I was after were in a certain spot in the box, I would be really annoyed going to a shop and being like, yeah, I want one pack, then you gotta know, oh yeah, I want the 11th pack down from the top. Could you imagine if Pokemon and Magic were like that? In order to get all the hit cards, like an Umbreon or a Vivi or something like that, if you just had to memorize what packs were the hit packs in any given box. I think scalpers would have a field day with that. You wouldn't be able to buy boxes anymore. People would just buy the box, open that one pack, and then sell the individual card. Alright, I think that's another dupe puzzle piece. Alright, and alright, this one is at least fine. Let's see if I can remember how to pronounce her name. It is Toki Sakya Kurumi. So Kurumi is Data Live. This is a character I at least recognize and like. I'm always happy to pull Kurumi stuff. I own 3 figures of her. I have a charm on my desk at all times. So this is a nice pull. This is, I think, the first card I recognize that is not a gacha game. She's just from light novel and anime. So, I mean, the best pull of the box so far. We've got another dupe of Robin, another dupe of this lady, and here's a new one. Hiyori Tsuchinaga. Kind of a teal-ish haired girl. Hiding the eye behind her bangs. She seems like she would be the shy girl that could get easily flustered in whatever gacha game she's in. Otherwise, I don't know. No idea what game she's from. She doesn't have a blue archive halo, so I can't use that. And she doesn't look like a Genshin or Honkai character, so I don't think it's one of those. Alright, and something a little bit new. Looks like showing off the chest. So I think I'm starting to get close to a full set of maybe a puzzle. This would be the first one. And another CR rarity in a row. Yeah, these are all bunched together. So this is Hasumi. Oh, this is a dupe of a CR rarity. So yeah, there you go. I'm getting more and more disappointed with this set. Ryo Takutsuki, I don't remember if she's a dupe. I don't think she is. But kind of generic. I feel like based off the art style, this one would be Arknights. But I'm not entirely sure. Mostly going off of the jacket and kind of the darker feel of the character, because Arknights is a bit of a darker theme, and they usually have that like dark black jacket on all their units. Alright, and Sparkle, this one is from Honkai Star Rail. I found this out yesterday. I was looking up a bit of art of her, a little bit of information. She's a character I do like, without knowing anything about her. If I were to decide to play Honkai Star Rail, admittedly, this character is why I would. At the very least, I would try it for her. I just kind of like the characters with like masks and stuff. Any characters with animal characteristics, things like that. And I do feel like she at least has a very unique and visible design. Kind of a shame that she's just an SR. And then another Farina. Alright, and another foot. Puzzle piece card. You gotta have those at some point, I suppose. Alright, and Elisa. I believe this is from Lisa Hides Her Feelings in Russian. But I could be getting the name wrong. Because she doesn't quite look like her, but she's generic looking enough that I can't remember exactly how she looks. So, you know, I might be wrong. This might be a different character. Despite that, this is an okay looking artwork. But I don't know, nothing I'm excited over. And then another Hayase. And then Hindenburg. That sounds like a very very violent style game, so Arknight, Girls Frontline. One of those two, I would guess. I need to get back into Arknight. I like the anime, and I liked the game other than the fact that it's tower-style defense. And then I should start playing Girls Frontline just as an experience, but I don't really care for it. This character is okay. Nice little double horns on it. Or ram horns, I guess. But not much to say on her. And Chiori. She's at least a bit more unique looking than a lot of the other girls. I do dig the fact that this one's carrying around a weapon. So that might be a better indication of where she's from. I would say based off the weapon, it's probably Genshin or Honkai Star Rail. Just because that looks kind of like that style that they use. But the girl herself, without her outfit, I'm not sure. I've definitely not seen her before, but she's at least pretty enough. And I feel like it's kind of sad that I'm more thrilled with our SR rarity, the common rarity type for this pack, than I am with my SSRs and my CRs. And definitely more than my URs. I've not seen a UR that I cared for. Alright, and a new rarity, it looks like ZR. This is a Lingsha, but it is a different card. So she's got a nice kitty stamping in the background. The outfit itself looks kind of cute, I guess. I don't know what's going on with her feet. Like, did she burn herself? Maybe this character has some sort of weird, like, burn marks or questionable past that causes her hands and feet to look like that. Because her hands look the same color, and I thought that might have been gloves. Or maybe it's just an artist-style rendition. I don't know. But, I mean, I guess it's better than some of the other ones I've seen. And it is a thicker card, too. So I guess the ZX cards get a thicker side. And then this pack also came with a CP. Hana and Sele. No idea where these would be from, but nice little Yuri shipping. I don't see a ton of the shipping stuff in these packs, but this is at least neat, even if I don't know who these characters are. They both look pretty cute. Definitely this right one is on the cuter side to me. The left one looks a little bit more generic, but not bad. And then reprint of that SSR, reprint of that, and here's another new one, Arc Royal. I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb and say Girls Frontline just because of the gun, but I am possibly wrong on that. Kind of generic again, like darkish hair. Just a little smug smile on her face. I don't know, not much to say on her artwork. We're getting close to the end. And did I seriously just pull dupes of my ZRs? Come on. That's disappointing. At least the CP is a different one. It is Bezable and Yai Miko. So I do know Yai is the one on the left, just from previous research, which would have to mean this is Bezable. Yai is at least a pretty neat character, based off the art design from Genshin. I don't know who Bezable is, but I would imagine since they're being shipped together and about to kiss, that it is from the same series, or at least Honkai Star Rail universe. And Well, two CPs in the same pack, but the second one is a dupe. I guess that's at least neat. And another dupe. And another dupe. And then Ellen Joe. So this pack seemed a little weird. It looks like maybe my CPs got stuck together in the shipping process, because I got two in the same pack for a total of 6 cards in this pack. And usually these have been 5. I suppose if that happened on buying a random pack, I'd be really thrilled. But I'm just not feeling this particular set. Oh, and this is something fancy on that back. So let's start off Satano Diamond. This is already weird. They have the SRs up front. Ellen Joe. And then IJN Kashino. That one is new. She looks like a cowgirl based off of the horns and ears and the obvious cow print bikini. I haven't seen many, if any, cowgirl stuff yet. I don't know. I have no idea who she might be from, but she's at least pretty cute. Got the large assets to make sense on a cowgirl, but not anything I can really say on her. Alright, and another CP card, Lumine and Nilo. Genshin character plus presumably another Genshin character. I like the outfit on Lumine. That's a pretty nice dress. It almost looks like they are maybe getting married, because the other one, Nilo, looks almost like a wedding outfit. So that's not a bad pull, I would say. And then we got an NX rarity, so another new rarity. And I believe this is Yai again. I do not know 100% without seeing it. But this is a good artwork of her. As I see this character, I'm becoming more and more interested in her, at the very least. That's the one positive thing I can say about pulling a lot of these packs with characters I don't know, is you can get into characters you may never have discovered. It's a pretty nice art style. Looks almost kind of like a picture frame-esque. So, you know, another rarity like that would be cool. Or another pull like that. Alright, so we're down to the last 3 packs before the hit pack. Alright, and this one is Taiho. Showing off legs, showing off the bod. No idea who she is. Maybe she's ZZZ, maybe she's something else. Pretty looking girl, and it is another rarity, MR rare. So that's neat. Running out of space to sort my different rarities. That's the downside of having so many rarities in a pack, is you need to allocate spaces for each one. If you try and do it the way I am, you could, I suppose, put them all in one individual pile. And that's another dupe of that pairing. Sparkle again. And a couple more dupes. But I could put these all in one ginormous pile, but that leaves me additional sorting later, which I know I'm going to sort these cards. I'm going to put all the dupes next to each other, and then kind of pull any dupes out. That way I can give them away later. Another sparkle. And I just kind of prefer doing it ahead of time. Just save myself the extra step. Alright, so this has basically been an entire dupe pack so far, but at least the last card in it is not. I think that's another new rarity in SP. Her name is Ria Sukatsuki. I'm, again, not sure who she is. She's got a nice smoking pipe. I like the style of those smoking pipes. If I were to make the horrible decision to start smoking tobacco in any way, shape, or form, I think I'd want to use one of those pipes just because of how cool they look. I might just acquire one at some point in the future just for the sake of owning one. It does look like she might have some smudging on her chest. I don't know if that is intentional or if my card is just not in good condition. Maybe it's a birthmark, or maybe she dumped some ash on her chest, considering if you look at it, the top is going down, and that would land roughly about where that is. But I would not want to do that to myself. That's something you do to somebody else as a punishment or a torture, I feel. Pretty nice lady, though. Alright, and I'm getting another one of these, so I've noticed whenever I see one of these fancier backs, when I open it up, it's going to be SRs up front. So there we are, and at least this is a new one, LS. I think this is the correct way that they should be doing it, is the SRs up front, put the low rarities up top. I don't know why they're doing it in reverse for so many of the others. Well-endowed lady. Not much to say on her. Purple hair, long hair. Alright, another dupe of this one. Actually, I don't think this is a dupe. Is it? Hanabi? I don't know. I feel like this looks different. Let me take a quick glance. Okay, so it's a misprint. So it's Sparkle, but it has the name Hanabi. That's neat. I mean, I guess that makes it slightly more valuable, because it's, you know, not supposed to be. Kamisha Ayaka. I don't think I saw this one yet. She's just doing a little tease for everybody. But ultimately, nothing to differentiate her from any other girl. Alright. And another one of this particular pairing. A lot of the CP dupes, unfortunately. And then this is another rarity. Let's see. She has a name in the bottom corner, but the foiling makes it incredibly hard and impossible for me to read it. I can only tell it looks like an OL rarity based off of, honestly, the top right corner. I don't know who this lady is. Nice pantyhose on her. Looks like she just had a little bit of an accident, got some water pulled all over her, since her white top is a little bit see-through right there. I mean, I guess that's an okay way to end the normal packs. I got one MR, one SP, and one OL for this one box, and one NX, so 4 higher rarity cards. I got a decent number of these CP cards, although a lot of these are dupes. There's only a small number of these available, it looks like. Oh, so I was wrong. So this Basilbub and Yai Miko is actually different. So they have 2 of the same rarity of the exact same pairing with different arts. So this one, it looks like they are in more of a wedding-y, kind of a wedding swimsuit theme, I feel, with the whitish dresses on both of them. So that's neat. And both of them are kissing. That is a nice consistency, but why are you having the same ship twice in one pack? My ZR rarities, I pulled 2 copies of the same one, and then a bunch of random CR rarities, bunch of SRs. Alright, so now we are on the hit pack. Let's see if this is at least worth it. I don't think it will be, but you never know. Alright, so this will probably be worth it to a lot of people, but I don't care for this series. I don't care for Asuka. If I'm going to get a card from this series, I'd rather have Rei, because she's more of the style I like. She's that kudere, the cold, more emotionless. I don't like Asuka. She's a fucking She's a tsundere. Tsunderes are uninteresting. They tell you that they don't love you until many, many, many hours spent with them, and then they'll finally admit it. And Evangelion's just not a great show. I might take a look to see if there's any cards in this set that I want to pull, but I don't know if I could buy another box of this. Like, this is the only one I'm probably ever going to get of this card, and I might give it away to my buddy who likes Asuka, just because I really do not care. I do think the artwork for her is good. Like, they did a really nice job of making her appealing. The red suit is hanging on in all the right ways. The face looks just the right level of smug. But I don't know. Neat looking card for an awful character is the way I can sum this one up. Alright. And now that I've gone through all that, I'm going to put together my puzzles real quick to see what ones I have fully complete and which ones that I may want to try and complete. And this is how a lot of people will usually just stack their cards, other than the one or two major ones. I'll usually get them that way near the end, but I usually start them off organized. So that one's a dupe. That one should go there. So this is probably the fun part about this, is trying to figure out how these puzzles at least go together. Well, I suppose it should be probably more like that. So I don't know if this is two separate puzzles that go together in different weird ways, or one puzzle. So that's another dupe card. This one's actually pretty rough. So I think those three are together, and then these two would go like this. So I got 3 dupe puzzle pieces overall. And then I would imagine... I don't think I have enough information to place any of my remaining pieces, because these could kind of go anywhere. So there's that one. And this one I imagine is supposed to be long style with this other puzzle that I have here. But, oh, there we go. There's another connection. So I've got an entire top row, it looks like, of one. But yeah, there's... Oh, and those two go together. So these are probably on the bottom row for that puzzle. And there's just one mysterious one. I don't know. It doesn't go in any of these spots. Maybe this is even like not a 3x4 or something even crazier. So, didn't complete a single puzzle. It's got 2 puzzles at the very least in the set, possibly more. So, overall thoughts of this set is it's an okay set if you really like gacha game characters, specifically like Honkai, Genshin, or Girls Frontline. But it's an unimpressive set if you do not. They do have some nice rarity kites, like the NX rarity, so even if you don't like it, you can get some neat stuff. And if you like Evangelion, frankly, I would just buy the hit packs on their own if you do like Evangelion. I know sometimes people will sell them, but I'll have to do some research before I decide if I would want to buy another box of this. Probably not. But that is it for Senpai Goddess Haven pack box number 6. Hope you all had a great time watching, and have a great rest of your day.